Will BTS really return in 2026 without Bang Si-hyuk? Jungkook reveals shocking facts. A big question now hangs in the air. Can BTS truly return in 2026 without Bang Si-hyuk behind them? This issue exploded after Jungkook, in a surprising move, revealed facts that had rarely been exposed to the public. In a statement considered outspoken, he hinted at internal dynamics that have made the group's reunion plans a major question mark. The admission sparked heated discussion among ARMY, raising doubts about how BTS's future will proceed without the role of the HYBE founder. Since their debut in 2013, Bang Si-hyuk has not only served as a producer but also as a visionary figure who designed BTS's grand strategy until they broke onto the global stage. His departure from directly managing the group has raised concerns over the loss of creative control, which has long been one of BTS's main strengths. Although HYBE remains the parent agency, the absence of the founding figure has left the public wondering whether the foundation he built is still strong enough to support a monumental comeback in 2026. The statement from Jungkook that triggered the controversy came during an interview initially intended to discuss his personal project. However, in the midst of the conversation, he brought up major changes within the internal structure that he felt could not be ignored. While not explicitly naming anyone, many believe his words referred to the leadership transition and strategy following Bang Si-hyuk's withdrawal from his position as BTS's chief director. "Not all plans go as imagined," he said, a sentence that was then widely interpreted by the media and fans. For ARMY, the statement added to their list of concerns. Previously, rumors about differing visions between HYBE's new management and the members' artistic preferences had already circulated in fan forums. With Jungkook now openly acknowledging the presence of internal dynamics, those worries have turned into a tangible issue that can no longer be ignored. Several Korean music industry analysts believe that Bang Si-hyuk's absence from the creative process could significantly affect BTS's musical style. BSH, as he is familiarly known, is recognized as a figure capable of blending commercial and artistic visions with high precision. He also has a close personal relationship with the members, often becoming a decisive factor in important decision-making. Without his presence, the creative process is feared to become more bureaucratic and tied to corporate interests, which may not always align with BTS's artistic expression. Even so, some parties remain optimistic that BTS can overcome this challenge. They believe the members are now professionally mature enough to steer their own careers. In addition, HYBE still has vast resources and a global network that could serve as strong support for the 2026 comeback. However, this optimism does not erase the fact that internal coordination must remain solid, especially now that the public is aware of the friction implied by Jungkook. The public discussion that emerged after this revelation has not only focused on BTS's relationship with Bang Si-hyuk, but also on the future of the K-pop industry in general. Many observers see BTS's return in 2026 as more than just a group reunion. It is a test of the major artist management model in the modern era. Can a global group continue to shine without the founding figure who shaped them from the beginning? Or is the personal bond between founder and artist truly an irreplaceable factor? Meanwhile, HYBE has chosen not to give detailed comments on Jungkook's statement. In a brief official statement, they only asserted that BTS will return as planned in 2026, and that all preparations are underway. However, for some fans, this statement is considered too general and does not address the main concerns that have arisen to this day. Discourse about a BTS comeback without Bang Si-hyuk continues to heat up. Jungkook, although not elaborating further, has opened the door to speculation and in-depth analysis among the media and fans. For ARMY, the next 2 years will be a period full of question marks. Not only waiting for their idol's return but also seeing whether BTS can maintain the essence that has made them a global phenomenon. Even without the figure who once stood behind the scenes and the public sphere filled with speculation and sensational narratives, a deeper question must be raised. Is the claim about BTS's return in 2026 without Bang Si-hyuk's role truly accurate? Or are we witnessing a constructed story, designed to stir emotions? Why are we so easily provoked by ambiguous statements, And who benefits if this uncertainty continues to be maintained? Every claim requires verification. Every piece of news must be tested. In the digital platform era, information spreads in minutes through TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and other channels with differing mechanisms. Are we aware that each platform promotes viral content, not necessarily truth? Isn't it natural if controversial statements are packaged as facts to gather clicks and interaction? Will we accept unverified narratives? Or will we choose to weigh sources, context, and motives? When public figures like Jungkook reveal sensitive matters, is it always of complete truth value? Or are there nuances, altered contexts, or incomplete communications inserted between quotes? We must ask, is the quote packaged for a particular interest? And who has the incentive to spread it most provocatively? Could there be a difference between the direct statement and the media's interpretation? Critical reflection demands that we examine evidence, not just headlines. Demands the identification of primary sources, weighing the credibility of informants and seeking independent confirmation. Have we taken these steps or surrendered to the flow without verification? This question is not merely academic. Its impact is real on public perception and the reputation of those involved. Isn't it our duty as readers to test, not just to listen? It must be underlined. Hoaxes and rumors often disguise themselves with elements of truth, thus creating greater confusion. Half-truths can be more dangerous than outright lies, as they are easier to defend in the public sphere. Doesn't this require us to be more skeptical of claims that appear rational but lack strong evidence? In the context of the entertainment business, we must also question the interests of corporations, agencies, and individuals involved. Who are the parties interested in maintaining this narrative of uncertainty? Who benefits from a public debate that continues to heat up? Economic motives often fuel sensationalism. Is the public ready to recognize the actors manipulating the story for profit? A critical attitude must also acknowledge the limitations of information. When fragments of information come from platforms with different verification standards, our obligation is to postpone conclusions until verification is available. Why do we often make quick conclusions? Isn't waiting for confirmation a form of public intelligence that is simple yet rare? Ask several reflective questions. What primary evidence supports this claim? Who was the first source to publish this information? Is there a complete recording, transcript, or official statement that can be verified? Are there independent sources that confirm or refute the claim? Who are the parties interested in spreading this narrative? Here are concrete steps that each reader can take before spreading or accepting a claim. Check if there is an official statement from HYB or relevant representatives. Trace the primary source, video recording, interview transcript, and verify its authenticity. Read coverage from multiple credible media outlets and compare timelines. Identify whether the viral post was produced by an anonymous account or a source with specific motives. And ask yourself whether you are sharing information because of strong evidence or mere sensation. Encourage dynamic discussion. Consider provocative statements. If this claim is fabricated, are we becoming commodities in the attention economy? If this claim is true, to what extent can the new managerial structure maintain BTS's artistic integrity without the founder's influence? If the claim is unclear, is it wise for the media to continue raising this topic as a main headline? Finally, we invite readers to act. Skepticism does not mean rejecting all information, but demanding evidence and confirmation before accepting truth. Cross-check sources, seek official statements, and do not let emotions override rationality. Do you believe this event is real, or merely fabricated to attract media attention? Please reflect and explain the basis of your opinion. Share your views with references and reasoning. The information we present in this article comes from various platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and others. However, the truth of all claims still requires further verification. Therefore, we emphasize the importance of being critical, skeptical, and reflective when responding to any news. Thank you.